WeDC is a story of Washington, D.C. and how the people here are really changing the world through innovation, design, building processes, technology, music, art, culture, and film. And we really wanted to tell that story on a much larger level at South by Southwest.
The city's presence at South by Southwest benefited economic development greatly. The big impact that we had on DC was exposure for folks to realize that I can come to the nation's capital and collaborate with folks on a national level, even on an international level.
The goal of WeDC down at South by Southwest was to really expand the awareness of the District of Columbia to a larger and broader audience.
People came away thinking it was much more than just a federal government town.
I think us doing what we did at South by Southwest says DC is a credible technology scene. And again, that just helps them, when they're pitching their services or going after clients to say, oh, I remember Washington, DC, you guys had a great presence at South by Southwest.
We had 51 articles written about our efforts down at South by Southwest. We touched 18 million people through our social media channels using the WeDC hashtag.
It was just really impressive to see all of these communities come together and made you really feel proud to be a part of DC and to say that you are DC.
It was a paradigm shift as far as how we talk about DC.
It allowed us to create an environment around how DC fits into the global economy.
This was one of the first years that DC was an official participant at South by Southwest. It really was a whole bunch of creative people talking about how DC was sort of the center of really that sort of creative, innovative space in the region and perhaps even in the country.
People that this event attracts are going to be those who are going to be starting their own businesses or expanding their businesses. Countries like Brazil, states like Louisiana, cities like Denton, Texas, all of these had a presence at South by Southwest.
The WeDC umbrella gave us an opportunity to create a catalyst for the creative economy.
And our goal is to get all of the companies here at South by
We brought together DC tech companies for our DC Startup Showcase. We brought together DC artists. We had DC musicians perform outside in our patio. They got international exposure.
We were able to link up artists with musicians, with politicians, with the DC bureaucrats.
They had DJ Young Guru, who is Jay-Z's producer. We were able to have Steve Case in our space with members of Congress.
We were really able to put DC on the forefront of a lot of people's mind. One of the big things that I kept on hearing is the word community.
It goes beyond just technology. We're a resource to really elevate Washington, D.C.
I think the WeDC campaign was a great catalyst in getting people to relocate to Washington, D.C.
Lots of conversations with companies that were either located in DC or wanted to be located in Washington, DC, that were interested in talking to us about our presence and the vibe.
It is easy at South by Southwest just because we had the companies and the artists tell their own story in one collective way.
I think this was an incredible start, a collaboration of mirroring the private sector and the public sector.
We opened it up to other partners as well, which brought in even more exposure.
It was a moment for us to connect with the community, what our purpose, our mission, our goals were.
We went down to South by Southwest this year with an amazing DC delegation and partnership. We were grateful for them, and we were hopeful to return to South by Southwest with them and with an even stronger presence.
Whether they donated their time or they provided some type of financial contribution to support our efforts, they really helped us promote our official music showcase that we did with South by Southwest.
I think everyone felt like it was ownership of this effort. It wasn't a city effort, it wasn't the private sector, it was everyone coming together to tell the story.
People were able to see the fun and the hip part of DC that they might not have known before.
Are we going to see any immediate returns? I mean, we actually already have. We've touched individual companies that we've already had follow-up conversations with.
Next year will be even more of a collaboration from the community. That was one of our goals, but I think now, since we had such a home run this past year, I think that other folks want to participate with the partnership in promoting Washington, D.C. Everyone felt like, oh, this is WeDC. We felt like it was our story.
We came back with tremendous results. And so we are hoping that next year we're going to reach more people, have more conversations, and talk to people more about how they can come to DC to make phenomenal things happen across the globe.
We are going to continue to have a buzz of activity that is going to do nothing but get louder. I really think that nationally we are becoming a powerhouse in terms of innovation and technology.